Hello viewers, welcome to this special documentary. My name is Rick Okinda and I'll be taking you through a sustainable food systems project which has been implemented in Kakamega, Bungoma and Siaya counties in Western Kenya. This project has been funded by World Hunger Hilfe and implemented by the Kenya National Federation of Farmers alongside Anglican Development Services, Western Kenya. Take a look. Over the years, Western Kenya has stood as the nation's food basket. However, millions of small-scale farmers in this region continue grappling with poverty and food insecurity. These challenges have invited government and non-government initiatives aimed at transforming the fragmented food systems into resilient lifelines for farmers. Stepping into the heart of Kakamega, Bungoma and Siaya counties is the Sustainable Food Systems Project, SUSTFAM, a one-of-its-kind project that has addressed food system challenges in the three counties between 2023 and 2026. The SUSTFAM project focused on sustainable land management, environmental conservation, nutrition, value addition, agro-processing, and policy interventions. Elijah Madara Gariwo of the Namulehwa Self-Help Group in Kakamega is one of the over 6,300 farmers whose lives have transformed thanks to the various training and support of the project. Over 25,000 agro dealers have also been impacted.
Mafunzo huwa tunapata mingi sana, hasa upande wa ukulima wa mboga za kienyeji. Tuko hapo na managwa, mrenda, mito, spider plant. Kabla tuanze kupanda, SUSTFAM kupitia ADS tulipewa wheelbarrow kwa kikundi cha watu 30. Tumegawiwa kwa watu 10. So watu 10 wako na lead farmer mmoja. Tulipewa wheelbarrow, tukapewa jembe, fork jembe, spade na rake.
Through the trainings, Elijah has leveraged technology in his farm by adapting the conical garden, a key component of climate-smart agriculture.
Conical garden tulipewa materials ambazo zimeshakatwa za liner papers ambazo ni vipande 5 kwa mviringo. Kwa hivyo tukafundishwa namna ya kumix mchanga na mbolea to the ratios. Hizi conical pieces hizi zinashindana at intervals of 3 feet. Haswa inafanya vizuri kwa sukuma. Sasa imenisaidia mimi binafsi vile wateja kukuja kununua mboga wakienda kuuza nje, mama mboga. Napata senti, nasomeshia watoto shule.
A few kilometers from Elijah is Meshak Nabukabwa, the chairperson of the Marafiki Wema Self-Help Group and yet another beneficiary of the Sustainable Food Systems Project.
Sisi tulikuwa tunajua tu maneno ya ukulima ni kununua tu artificial fertilizers kwa maduka, urea, DAP na CN. Kumbe to some extent ina affect mashamba zetu. So baada ya kuweka maneno ya agricultural lime na compost manure, which pia tulifundishwa na ADS. Tunaona sasa production zetu mahali penye labda tulikuwa natoa bags 8, tumeanza kupata kama mimi sasa nimepata 18. Nimesema record keeping, nimesema maneno ya terraces, nimesema maneno ya nutrition. Kitambo kabla tujafundishwa hizo tulikuwa najua tu kuku. Naenda penye kwa feeder ya kuku hakuna chakula, jaza. Hakuna chakula, jaza. It was very expensive. Tukasema hii mimi hata nilikuwa nimepunguza maneno ya kuku. Lakini sasa tuliambiwa kiwango kama kuku mwenye amegrow 30 grams ya chakula we divide by 2. Unalisha jioni na asubuhi.
By improving soil health through composting, organic inputs and better land management, farmers reduced costs, protected their environment and grew a wider range of nutritious crops for their families and the market. Financed by the World Hunger Hilfe, WHH, and German corporation BMZ, Sustainable Food Systems Project is implemented by Anglican Development Services, ADS Western, and the Kenya National Federation of Farmers, KENAF.
Sustainable Food Systems project started 3 years ago in the western and lake regions for us in KENAF. Our core mandate is representing the interests of farmers, so we work a lot with policymakers at the national level and at the county level. So this is what we've been doing, is engaging the different actors, because as we know, food systems is about bringing all actors together because there are multiple actors in our food systems. So for them to understand the policy issues and how to articulate those policy issues to the county government, if it is the county executive or the county assemblies.
SustFarm, when we studied it, envisions resilience, sustainable food systems. And when we talk about resilient, sustainable food systems, we are talking about 2 or 3 things. We are talking about dignified incomes and livelihoods for farmers, vulnerable farmer communities that we work with and target. We're also talking about dignified incomes for agro-dealers. Agro-dealers are traders who are involved within the agricultural ecosystem. And so we're talking about increasing their income as well. And then we are talking about diversifying, nutritious foods in the households.
And the reason why we decided to actually seek support from the German government so that we can be able to implement this project was because of the declining food production in Kenya and in the world globally, and also looking at the fact that we are supposed to support in the aspect of the Vision 2030 in Kenya, also ensure that we complement the Sustainable Development Goals. So the Sustainable Food Systems project is entrenched clearly in the Sustainable Development Goal 2, where we want to ensure that we provide enough food and we ensure that we eradicate hunger, and Sustainable Development Goal 12 that alludes to ensuring that we have sustainable production and sustainable consumption.
The SustFarm project has also touched the lives of smallholder women farmers in the target regions who are now adapting sustainable farming methods. Violet Kageha of the Ishibeye Farmers Group and Lea Nyangasi of the Ebuhanga Vines Multipliers Group are among the beneficiaries.
Group tulianza 2021. Tulikutana na ADS 2023 na wakatufundisha. Tuko na mradi mbalimbali. Tuna deal na poultry, vine yenyewe multipliers na mboga ya kienyeji. Tunapanda na tunauza.
Tumefundishwa mambo na nutrition, kutengeneza mitaro, mambo na vermicompost, umuhimu wake, na kuweka pesa mfukoni. Nimepanda spider plant, anisaga, nimepanda sulta, niko na Ethiopian Calyx ambayo ni kanzara, alafu nimepanda mrenda, nimepanda kunde na sukuma. Hapo mahali penye nimepanda kwa wiki naweza kupata shilingi 2,000, na zingine napata 3,000, nategemea soko imekaa hiyo wiki.
Kupitia kwa mradi ya SustFarm, kila mtu mwenye ana sehemu hata kama ni kidogo, watu wote wamepanda mboga, wanachuna hiyo mboga, wanauza, wanapata pesa. Saa hii mboga zetu tunapanda kutumia mbolea ya compost, hatutumii chemicals. Upande wa carbohydrate, mwanzo tulipewa vines, tukafanya vine multiplication, tukapanda viazi.
The project has also supported village savings and loan associations, also called VSLS, by integrating them into the broader food systems approach.
Kupitia kwa NDS na WHH kweli wametusaidia sana. Waliweza kutuboost na shilingi 49,500. Tulikuwa tunafanya mambo ya share out na kila member akasarenda 1,500. Hiyo pesa ikatusaidia sasa kununua tangi, vichuma na kusimamisha kioski yetu ya maji. Tulitaka tusaidie kikundi, tusaidie community na sisi wenyewe to uplift living standard yetu.
The model of SustFarm and how we have worked with farmers is that we organize them into groups. We organize them into farmer or producer groups. We organize them into cooperatives. And you know what that does is that it gives them a platform where then training becomes easier.
Sikuwa nafanya irrigation, lakini sasa hizi nilipewa a solar pump ya kufanya irrigation. Sasa hizi mimi nakuwa na mboga throughout the year, because hapo nyuma nilikuwa nafanya season.
Well, better nutrition starts early. By working with 27 schools in Western Region, the project helped turn learning spaces into living laboratories, showing how responsible production and consumption can fight hunger and build healthier communities.
Vitu ambavyo tumekuwa tunashughulika nazo zaidi ni kupanda mboga, na mboga zaidi imekuwa some little bit of sukuma wiki na kunde. Tulipopata project hii ikatusaidia hata wakati wa kiangazi inapokuja hatushtuki, kwa sababu kuna maji which is drilled na inapambiwa na kuja hapa. Wanafunzi wengi wamekuwa wanasikia mambo ya drip line, drip irrigation, lakini hii kitu ilipokuja hapa wameona sasa life. We have got 3 conicals zimekuwa in use kwa muda mrefu kidogo.
We used to have a challenge. We were actually relying on the suppliers, and when the ADS came in, we were able to grow our own vegetables. We were given 3 wheelbarrows, 8 jembes, 16 fork jembes, and 12 rakes. These tools were missing in our school.
A lot of times, because farmers are older, farmers are taken as people who didn't do well in school. Retirees, when you retire is when you're told, okay, go farming, or if you don't do well in school, you're told go into agriculture. We want people to move away from that. Yeah. Know that someone as young as you can start, into the agriculture sector in your early 20s and actually make it your profession.
We've worked very closely with the county governments in Kakamega here, in Siaya, in Bungoma. We've worked very closely. We are a member of the CASCOM. CASCOM is the County Agricultural Sector Steering Committee. Essentially, all interventions are within, the CASCOM in terms of coordination, and that has helped in terms of oversight.
In the past 3 years, thousands of farmers have changed how they farm, how they eat, and how they earn. They have adapted organic practices, harvested rainwater, managed soil health, diversified crops, and turned produce into high-value products. Following this success, the Sustainable Food Systems Project is a true testament of how a food system should run, providing lessons that can be adapted to reach the rest of Kenya and the wider region.
We can capitalize the knowledge generated through this food systems transformation project with our partners ADS Western and WHH, and look at how do we strengthen the governance of food systems transformation. Governance not just at the national level, but particularly at the local level, to ensure that your household is well fed and fed good and nutritious food.
Even as we sort of step out of these communities that we have ordinarily been intervening in, we would definitely be seeking out opportunities to also support others, because again, it is always better when more people have this knowledge, this capacity. It contributes more to the basket rather than when just a few of the people have this capacity.
Right now, we are already starting another project in the month of May, whereby we are going to have a project in Kiambu County, in Kitui County, in Marsabit County, and in Turkana County. Our aim is also to come back to Western Kenya and cover Nandi County, cover Busia County, and go to Trans Nzoia. Generally, we also want to replicate what we have learned in Western Kenya in other countries, not just Kenya. We are working in over 30 countries in Africa. So the Eltunga Hills will also want to copy some of these lessons and replicate them and scale them in other countries, such as Burundi, such as Malawi, such as Ethiopia, such as Uganda. We can be able to see exactly what is happening there and see whether they can learn from the lessons that we have generated throughout the 3 years implementation.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you have learned something. Personally, I'm taking home that it is possible to create a sustainable food system in our communities. Let's also remember that farming is not just for the old, it's for everyone, and let's keep the conversation going.